race fans. Tonight we are here with the Dave Bush NASCAR Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series Season 15, round number 4 of the season. The season is, really still just getting started. And, like last week with me and Will up here in the booth with me tonight, we talked about these, next couple of races that they're getting into. Last week, this week at Bristol, Old Atlanta next week. Couple of tough tracks for these guys, and I think Bristol tonight and next week at Old Atlanta, Will, is going to be really the two that sets the tone for the rest of the season, due to the fact that, Old Atlanta uses up tires quickly. Bristol, no fast repairs, and you're at a high rate of speed. You get damaged, you either get a pick, fix, or call it a night. A lot of things can happen between tonight and next week. But Will, how you doing here tonight, buddy? Are you ready for the Last Great Collusion?
Oh, ready indeed, Joshua. Bristol, it's Bristol, baby, exactly. So this track, just over 60 years old, 61 years old, right? So it has a lot of history. Used to be asphalt years ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s. They repaved it to concrete, just like they did with Dover, right? So some people would actually like to see it completely asphalt again. I like the characteristics of the concrete pavement here at Bristol, but just a roller coaster ride, right? Like you were kind of entering these high banked blind corners, right? Because you can't see throughout the corner, so you don't know if there's trouble afoot coming around the corner. What could be like around every corner here at Bristol, and the track may look from above like it actually is a completely actual oval shaped. It is oval shaped, yes, but it is not symmetry lined up, right?
No.
Like it's a bit uneven if you was to bring up a track map, right, is what I'm getting at. So turn 3 and 4, if I'm not mistaken, is a bit tighter than 1 and 2. So you have to drive 3 and 4 just a tad bit different than 1 and 2. Drivers were complaining about just a bit loosey-goosiness coming out of the corners and maybe a bit stiff going in. But other than that, they said the cars are handling great. So I can't wait for this race, Joshua. I've been kind of waiting all week for it.
Yeah, and we got drivers still piling in here too. We got looks like 24 drivers right now that have entered at Bristol. So drivers starting to come in. Of course, Robbie is not going to be able to make it tonight, but big happy birthday shout out to his baby girl out there. It's her birthday, so from all of us here at MaxspeedTV, bud, tell her happy birthday. And, enjoy your time, and, we'll see you next week, hopefully. But, we got some stuff we got to get down to here tonight. We're going to go ahead and start it off here, of course, with our pre-race analytics, as we always do. An air temp of 81, a little to no wind, about 2 miles an hour. Now, that track temp has heated up since I've been in here. So it is up to 104. It was up 96, but, it's starting to really, ramp up to the track temp. And total 250 laps, 130 miles, 4 sets of tires. That is going to be a big thing here tonight, is those tires. I don't think fuel really, per se, is going to have a bigger factor. I think it's the tire wear here at Bristol. So we will have to watch for the, self-spins, brake checks by accident, burning up your tires, Will. I just think tires is the big thing. We'll talk about it here in a second. Fuel, they can go more than 70 laps on fuel. I was told about 140, 150 laps. But the tires are not going to hold up that long. So, roughly 65 to 70 laps, give or take, 10 plus, 10 minus, in that category. Could we see somebody try to go 100 or 120? Well, it wouldn't surprise me more if we even seen that here tonight, just to save a set of tires in the longer run. Now, pit road is gruesome, 35 miles an hour with a pace speed of 45. It is a dual pit road. If you are on the front stretch, you will pit on the front stretch. So that would be technically coming out of 4. If you are on the back stretch, then you will pit coming out of, between 1 and 2, I guess it is, somewhere around in there, out of 2. We can see David Cassidy here in the 17. That is actually the backstretch pit road there. So, so it's dual pit road. That does help. Hopefully they don't go in the wrong pit box. You know, get a black flag, because it will give you a black flag. So they are going to have to be careful. The thing about it is, well, really the thing I wanted to, kind of start a little bit early here is these point standings. Now, so we'll get that all squared away here. We'll get them up here. We got a few ties here, Will. Zach Neuscher, though, leading the way at 110, but is only up ahead by 4. Joseph Kelsey is up 6 spots in the second, up 6. Ryan Messer down a spot in the third at 101, 9 behind the leader and 5 behind Joseph. Montialro is going to stay where he's at in 4th at 100 even, 10 behind the leader and 1 behind Ryan. Kyle Heath up a spot in the 5th, 93, 17 behind the leader, 7 behind Michael. Jason Adams up a spot in the 6th at 84, 26 behind the leader, 9 behind Kyle. Jeff Gilmore up 3 spots in the 7th at 83, 27 behind the leader, 1 behind Jason. Chris Paff also up 3 spots in the 8th at 82, 28 behind the leader, 1 behind Jeff. Merrick Watchhorn, now I don't know if he is here, at least I don't see him. We'll see here if he shows up or not. But he is going to be down 5 in the 9th at 78, 32 behind the leader, 4 behind Chris. And Zachary Rongich is down 7 spots. Probably he is one of the biggest losers coming into tonight, in all honesty. At 75, still in the top 10, though, 35 behind the leader and 3 behind Merrick. We got a correct name on how to pronounce it. It's Millen. Art
yes,
Millen.
Yes.
So
like watermelon.
Yeah.
But melon.
Yep. So he is up 3 spots into 11 at 71 points, 39 behind the leader and 4 behind Zachary. Our first tie for 12 is going to be Kyle Munson and Brandon Sheets. Kyle down 4, Brandon up 5, 70 even at 40 behind the leader and 1 behind Art. And Austin Sailors up 2 spots into 14th at 69 points, 41 behind the leader, 1 behind Sheets and Munson. And Keith Hurlbut, he's going to stay where he's at in 15th at 65 points, 45 behind the leader and 4 behind Sailors. And we have another tie for 16th between Gary Slapinski and Gomez. Mark Koshik, Gary down 3, Mark up 6, 57 points between the two, 53 behind the leader and 8 behind Keith. And then another tie right behind him for 18th, Rick Adams and Terry DeGay. Rick up 1 and Terry up 2, 56 points in total between the two, 45 behind the leader, but only 1 behind Gomez and Slapinski. And Jason Cavity, unfortunately, is the biggest loser coming in tonight, down 8 spots. Still in the top 20, though, at 51 points, 51 behind the leader and 5 behind DeGay and Adams. Now, we are coming down to less than a minute and a half here. And, of course, I'll let Will get a word in here at some point. But we're going to step away and play the national anthem, folks, provided by Madison Rising. Qualifying will be underway when we come back.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
Alrighty, folks. Yep, we are back here. We're having a good time up here in the booth already, seeing just how southern we actually are here. But getting into qualifying here tonight, Chris Paff right now up at the top spot, only by 67 thousandths of a second ahead of Ryan Messer, Gary Slapinski in third. We still do have several drivers that are out here on the track. Austin Slayers, as I like to call him. Sailors is actually how you pronounce his name. And Jeff Gilmore out there as well. So we are going to have some qualifiers out here tonight, Will. So it's looking like, you know, still yet a pretty good turnout for these guys.
About 24, I think, right? 20. I think we've had a couple join since we.
26 is what I'm.
Okay, so a few more than 21. Gotcha.
Yeah, a few more than 21. Hey, we're southern here. We don't math well, so you know.
get those chickens over there. We need a few of them. So, kind of like I think this race may go English. I think this race may go kind of like if anybody was watching, you know, the real world, the actual Cup Series race today at Bristol. Tires was just. NASCAR allocated 9 sets for everybody. They ended up giving the whole everybody 10 sets because they were just blowing through tires like they were just, you know, nothing, right? The tire wear, the tire fall off, the cording of these tires were so drastic, and I think we may see a little bit of that in a way here tonight on iRacing here in the SRU Cup Series. So it just all depends on if these drivers can handle that tonight. You know, who can manage the tire wear the best.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely so. I mean, I think it's going to come down to tires. Now, let's hope we don't have the cautions that they did here in the real world of Bristol. I did hear they were up to about 13 or 14 cautions when I asked about it. So I do hope we don't have that. But congratulations to Chris Paff on grabbing the pole out here tonight. Let's go ahead and drag him down here real quick if I can. There we go. Chris Paff, buddy, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey,
Josh.
man, you are going to grab the pole out here tonight for Bristol. You figured it out. You figured it out here. But what's it going to take out here tonight, man? This track's tough.
I mean, I'm really shocked. This is not a good track for me, Josh, so I'm shocked I'm even up here. To be honest with you, it's going to take patience. Bristol's laps are going by real quick in race pace, and if you ain't patient, somebody's going to get messed up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I couldn't have put it any better, man. So, hey, you know, just go out there, run your own race, Chris. You grab the pole, so, you know, you already got that out of the way. We got a stage, you know, later on down the road. So, just worry. Take it one lap at a time, Chris, man. Good luck down there, and congratulations on the pole here tonight, buddy.
I appreciate it, Josh. You have fun up there.
You too. We'll try. All right, Chris Paff grabbing the pole out here. And he couldn't have put it any better either. I mean, these tires are going to be key, too. So Chris Paff grabbing the pole. Ryan Messer going to start on the outside of field in second. Gary Slapinski third. Hunter Hayward in fourth. Joseph Kelsey in fifth. Zachary Ronga in sixth. Michael Yalrow seventh. Jeff Gilmore in eighth. And Andre Zavala in ninth. And Keith Hurlbutt rounding out the top 10. Zach Deutscher in 11th, Byron Bartlett 12th, Kyle Munson in 13th, Terry DeGay 14th, Robbie Stewart 15th, Rick Adams 16th, Brandon Hartwell start back here in 17th with Philip Bridgman in 18th, David Cassidy 19th, and Austin Sailors in 20th. Larry Blair 21st, Paul Buzz Cohen in 22nd, Gomez 23rd, Art Melney, whatever, the 15th. In 24th here tonight, Robert Chiswick 25th, Gary Wright in 26th. So pretty good field out here tonight. It looks like a couple of drivers. Nope, Philip did grid. Okay. Did Austin grid? He did. Did Buzz grid? No, Buzz did not grid. So we'll see if Buzz comes out. He might not. So if that is the case, it'll be 25 drivers that is going to start here tonight.
Still, nevertheless, 25 drivers, still a decently good grid for Bristol. It's a short track, so I'm surprised we have this many, to be honest, Joshua, because we know how some drivers just they can get upset so easily whenever something happens at a short track. Tempers always get the best of everybody at the short tracks, so really anywhere, to be honest, but especially at the short tracks. So pace, I'm not sure if we're going to have extra pace laps. I can't.
Two
Lights
laps.
are still on.
Yeah, it's 2 laps.
Thank you.
Anything under a mile is 2 laps. Mile or over, it's just 1 lap. So
10-4.
So they'll go around one more time, and then the pace car, of course, will dive off to the safety of pit road out of turn number 4. And it'll be a quick dive and a quick green, too. We know how it is here in Bristol, so we're going to have to kind of be on cue, but I think it's going to be a good race.
Oh, I have high hopes for it as well. So this extra pace lap will help. Hopefully, tires get a little bit of temperature. It's not going to be a whole lot of temperature, but just a little bit.
Yep. That pace car, there goes. Dives off to the safety of pit road. Chris will be getting us going here into the restart zone. Green is out already. Boogity, 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 folks. We are racing here tonight at Bristol, and Chris did not get the start that he wanted. He is all the way now back into that 3rd spot, battling Hunter. And Ryan, he's going to lead the first lap here tonight. 249 more laps to go.
You know, I'm actually surprised that Chris did not pick the outside lane to get the car to fire off, because the outside lane here at Bristol, you're going to be, yes, at the top of the hill, off the banking, but your car is going to be more straighter coming off the corner. You're going to be able to get more grip on that outside lane on these restarts. So I wouldn't be surprised to see other people pick that outside lane whenever it comes time for other restarts.
Oh, no, here we go. We're going to have a wreck already back here, folks. Yep, caution is out. There it is. It looks like Andre Savala in the 43 of Austin. Oh, golly. I think it might have started down here with a 21 here, too. That's Zach, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it is. Something happens out of turns 1 and 2. Oh, might have to replay. Yeah, just a tad bit. Oh, it starts all the way in turn 1, to be honest. So it's that so easy to happen here. A wreck can start at the exit of turn 2, and it won't finish until you're at the exit of turn 4. So they tried for a good. I think Zach was coming back up onto the track, and he thought he was given a lane, and it just funneled up so quickly into turn 3. They were still 3 wide.
Yeah.
And
Andre Savala, Austin Sailors, and then it looks like Larry Blair and the 42 of Rick Adams is gonna get by it.
David Cassidy,
did not. He did get a piece of it. David
Bartlett.
Cassidy, he owned the 86, the 9, the 15. So yeah.
Not as much damage on the Cassidy machine as there is on Art and Bartlett, but yeah, I would have to say those 3 really got the worst end of that ordeal. They, like I said, they were trying for a good half a track to wreck, and they did. So bumper cars early on here, Joshua, you don't like to see it so in the early days of a race, especially here at Bristol. You want to at least get 10, 15 laps in before you see the caution flag wave, at least 20, right? But that's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes you just run out of racing room, or maybe you kind of don't really mean to run over somebody, but you just accidentally put the bumper to him, and then they get out of whack, and just you take a good second to recover. By the time you got it recovered, you make contact again, trying to get it back straight. So just a wacky ordeal there at lap 3 of this race of asking.
Yeah. All right, back up on the track here. It looks like Jason Adams is in Chad, but he is on the way back from the real Bristol race. So have a safe trip there, Jason. Ryan Messer, Hunter Hayward, Gary Slapinski, Chris Paff, Zachary Rongich, Joseph Calsey, Michael Yallrow, Jeff Gilmore, Keith Urba, Byron Bartlett, That is going to be the top 10 here. I don't think anybody come down pit road. Well, a few did.
We've got a doppelganger 9 car then. We've got somebody in a gray number 9. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure who it is, but in the replay I thought it was Barlett with a different paint scheme, but
I don't see anything.
okay, I just could have, maybe it was Robbie Stewart in the 3, and I mistook the 3 for a awkward 9 or so. I saw another gray car. I thought they were trying to be a doppelganger in here, but
Yeah, Philip Bridges
Anywho.
already taking his car behind the wall early here tonight before lap number 10. Andre Savala still sitting on pit road coming out of turn 4. Green is back out once again here tonight at Bristol, and Ryan is on the outside. Like you said, taking that outside line, probably the way to go, but whoa, Hunter Hayward and Ryan almost said hello to one another.
well, Hunter and Ryan and Hunter, they got a really even Stevens restart there. Ryan could have maybe just tried to get the car, easy going on that outside lane, but Hunter really stayed with him for a couple of corners there. But yes, I do believe the outside is the way to go on the restarts, picking at Bristol, even Dover. At these concrete, okay, you are racing on a concrete surface. Therefore, your tires are not going to grip as much as if it was tarmac or what we know as asphalt, right? So we think, well, it's concrete, it's still a racing surface, but like as if you were driving through a parking lot that was paved with concrete, you're going to slide a little bit more than what you would if you're on asphalt on concrete paved roads. They're out there. You just got to find them. But you will slide your tires. You will, whenever the track is as hot as it is, it almost doesn't seem like it, but it will be slick. It can almost feel as if you can be driving a dump truck on ice, perhaps, but you don't really feel like you are, because there is more grip than what you feel like, but at times, like especially on
another wreck.
No, this one's a bit of a parking lot, though.
Yeah, this one is a parking lot, it looks like. Byron Bartlett going to get involved in this one. Product, it looks like him and the 14 going to get a little bit of extracurricular activities, and I think Byron might have tagged the ball. No, he didn't tag him.
Bartlett,
he got loose,
think he
and then got
Bartlett,
tagged.
Indeed, I think he just overdrove the entry, checking up for Zach and the 21, and I think that he got crossed up there, you see, and then Harry just nowhere to go. He made the corner properly, right? And he's like, oh, Bartlett, oh, just unfortunately just got up into him, and this is where the contact's about to be made.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and look here. And I think he barely tagged him, but more than less took the air off of him, and he definitely tagged him a little bit, and yeah, it was kind of odd from there. Nowhere to go for the 73. Ouch. And they were still
Larry.
Yeah, right up ahead of him, too. Terry DeGay going to get a P. That's Terry DeGay in the 14. David Cassidy, heavy damage. Oh, and then, golly, Art going to get shoved by the 42.
Yeah,
golly,
I think Art had already hit Cassidy into it, and he was trying to stop to just go back around it. But yeah, a parking lot here on the restart, pretty much. Cautions a bit, breeding cautions in the early goings.
All right, Tara Paff in chat, of course, Bluegill, Jason, hello to everybody. Brendan Kennedy out there as well. My brother, Robbie Darnell. We got a good turnout in chat already here tonight. Glad to see everybody out there. 15 of you tuning in right now. Larry Blair has taken his car behind the wall. He's done.
Is the track temperature still over 100?
Well, let's go ahead and look at it real quickly.
Because it was in practice.
105, so yeah, it's It's still a little warm.
So it is going to act very slick, that concrete, until we can get a good long run in and lay some rubber down, Joshua. This track is still going to be very slick. I mean, it's still going to be slick with the rubber laid down, but you understand what I'm saying. So it will take a minute, and especially, like I said, harping back on those restarts, I truly believe the outside lane is the way to go. If you can compromise a quick person to have to restart beside you in that second place or on that inside row, you just could be spinning tires for days down there. It definitely not the way to go. For most people's opinions, that is. Now, some people, they really can get good restarts off that bottom. It's just difficult where the restart zone just so happens to be just, you're still barely turning out of 4 if you're on that bottom lane and trying to get the throttle, not mash it down now. You never want to mash it, but just trying to pick it back up, go through the gears. It's so tricky here at Bristol, Dover, even Martinsville. We've seen it in the past at Martinsville. Guys can just whip it around, do a 180.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
Well, we've heard that terminology, drive like you got an egg under the throttle pedal.
All right, pace car will dive off again once more to the safety of pit road. We'll try it again here, folks. Coming to lap 22 here tonight. A couple of yellows already here early on. Green back out. Ryan got a good start there. Gary is inside now. A little bit of a bottleneck up there, but I think they got it figured out. Side by side for the lead. Here we go out of 2, down into 3 already. It does not take long to get around this track. The outside going to prevail. Ryan Besser going to lead another lap, holding off the 78 of Gary Slapinski. So right now we could say, it's safe to say that right now it's in Ryan's hands. Now I know it's early, way early, but Ryan's got a really fast car out here, Will, and I think it's Ryan's race. You know, he can just hold on to everything. Rick Adams going around. Are we going to have another? No yellow.
No.
He went straight to a toe immediately, and it looks like Austin Sailors is also out of the race here tonight. Man, they are dropping
Race of attrition.
Yeah, they're dropping like flies here tonight, man.
This is the quickest race of attrition I have ever seen a race turn to be honest, and unless you harken back a few years ago, the Daytona 500, where the whole field was basically out by lap of, I think it was what, 18 or 8 or something like that. But
looking at Yarrow here on the outside of the 22 of our pole sitter, Chris. Now, Chris even said that it's going to be, you know, one of those races, just be patient. You know, I know he is falling back here to 7th. He's being patient.
He said
you know.
Yes, he said as long as you don't lose too much pace to the people in front of you. If you don't, I'm all in the ideology. If you're at a short track and you don't lose a lap, you will always be in contention. Well, not necessarily. Just don't ever lose a lap, right? And then you'll always have a contention spot. So,
Zachary
you see
Rogish with a run on the out. That just goes to show that outside
lane, Larson line.
The Larson line.
Dale Jr., you know, used to run up there as well. Now, if you can do exactly what Rongich is doing, I used to do it really well at Bristol. Diamond the outside lane, exactly as you see what he's doing.
Wow.
You put a notebook or a half a notebook of paper, you know, right up against, right in the center of the corner, and then bam. And
here it comes.
Yep.
Oh, he just gave the 16 a shove there, too. Wow.
Rongich back in the day was always a force to reckon with whenever it come to racing at Bristol. He's always been well at Bristol, Joshua, so no surprise here that he is battling for this lead. I almost said victory, like it's the final lap.
Yeah. But Ryan's doing a pretty good job of keeping him behind him. He is not letting the 38 to that outside. So
Ryan was kind of already up here in the top lane. He was flirting with which lane his car wanted to be in, and I think he saw that momentum of Ronic in that outside lane take the second position away from Gary, and he's like, well, I need to get up here and just dump dirty air onto that 38 and just take his line away. If you take someone's line away, they can't pass you.
Exactly.
Because that is where their car's best handling, that's where they're committed, and some people, they don't like to venture down or up where their car may not be handling. Like if that's where their car is being great, that's where they're having quick lap time, that's where they're gonna stay.
Yeah.
Last night, I saw a guy, he was a catfish, man. He was bottle feeder all night long at Charlotte. He almost, I don't think only for a crossover move did I see him go to the top, right? So he stayed in that bottom lane, Joshua, all night. So, but here at Bristol, yes, Terry Duguay back here. Yes, Joshua, my bad.
Terry up here running with Robbie Stewart. Terry almost got to the back end of him, but Terry backed off. So, no harm, no foul. So everybody's good to go. Chiswick on pit road, Gomez and Byron Martin. Andre Zavala still on pit road as well. We've only got 17 drivers out here right now. Ryan's starting to get a little bit more of a lead there on Zach. Everybody getting a little bit spread out. Well, I say that. Now we see Gilmore and Keith going at it.
And that's 17 out of the 25 that we started with, Joshua. So, like I said, 40 laps in and already a race of attrition being plagued here. But it's Bristol, and that's what you expect. You expect a wee bit of carnage. You don't expect every runner that started the race to be running when the checkered flag flies.
No.
At least I don't. No one should. It's Bristol.
Yep, Jeff Gilmore, Keith Hurlbut. Keith's under fire here by Kyle Munson, as well as Brandon Hartwell right there, right behind the 40. Looks like Keith kind of running that mid to high line. We'll see what he does here down into Wood. Pretty much running the high line. I mean, and like you was alluding to earlier, each turn 1, turn 2 is different from 3 and 4. So you've got to run each one differently. You can't run them the same. This ain't a straight oval. It's more like egg-shaped, basically.
It's not as crooked as Darlington, but it is, it's a bit off-kiltered. Is really the only. Like I said, if you was to look at a track map, you would vaguely see what we are trying to talk about as far as, how both sides of the track are shaped differently, like what we said. So, it is a challenge. You have to attack the entry of 1 different than how you attack the entry of 3.
Yep, looking at the pit stop angle here, we can pretty much see everybody on the track. A little camera angle there. But, just different angles. I've got to try to go scenic, but that ain't going to work out too well. We got to keep an eye on the racing surface here. Ryan Messer coming up on the 14 and the 15 now. Looks like trying to lap a couple of vehicles. So now we got some lap cars in the way here. And
really going to help out.
Zachary right at the back of the 15 of Art.
Yes, indeed. Navigating the lap traffic is really helping out our race leader, as even Gary and Hunter are getting really close to one another, trying to navigate.
Rewind at Bristol. Oh man! Ouch! Wow! Well, there's your 3 wide, Brandon.
Normally, at any track, you can catch up most of the time to slow traffic or lap traffic and pass with ease. It is everyone behind the race leader that is normally going to have the problems with it, hypothetically or in theory.
Stage here tonight, wide at 75 and caution at 76. They do have to complete lap 75 in order to hit the stage. So now Ryan is still about 0.8 of a second ahead of Zachary, and we've only got 13 drivers on the lead lap right now. just because, these leaders dealing with some traffic here, and that's just part of Bristol. I mean,
It is.
it is technically the leader's job to get around a non-lap car, safely.
Yes, it is.
So
It is the faster driver's discretion to try. It's not always on the slower car. The slower car just needs to hold their line. Okay, in theory and also in practice, the slower driver, just whichever lane you're in, try your best to hold it. But if you're in a battle and there are faster guys approaching, that's tricky. That's difficult to you can Monday morning quarterback that all day, as far as what you should do when you're in a battle already and you have the faster guys approaching that battle. Do you roll over, or do you just go single file and then go back to battling once the leaders pass? Maybe, yes, but that, like I said, you can armchair that all day. But like you said, Joshua, it is on the faster person to get by you. If you are in just having a slow day, a slow track, whatever the case may be, driving a limp car.
Oh yeah, definitely so. And I'm kind of on Ryan here, and I keep going back to Keith Hurl, but Keith is the last driver on the lead lap. So let's say Ryan does catch him here. Keith does not have to let him around. That is Ryan's job to get around Keith. Now, if Keith wants to, he can let a faster guy around. Go ahead and go a lap down, hope for a yellow, get back on the lead lap. But Keith does not have to let the lead car get around him, and that goes for, really anybody. Now, throw it into perspective here real quick. You've got, let's say, Byron Bartley. I'm picking on Byron here. He's not having a very good night, unfortunately, but he is 20 laps down. So let's say the leaders are coming up on him. The best thing for Byron to do would be to let the leader go around him, because he's already 20 laps down. I mean, can he come back from 20 laps down? Probably, if cautions start coming out like early and they keep coming out and he's not involved in it. The odds, though, are slim. But still, Byron does not have to let the leader go around him. So that would just be the most respectful thing to do.
Now, there are other racing series. Also, there used to be this one. It was almost like an unspoken rule in NASCAR. Like, you had like a few laps. If you wanted to put up a struggle with the race leader, you kind of could. But after a few laps, just pull over, let him by, right? Now, in Formula One, IndyCar, sports car world of racing, normally in sports car world as well, like, you have X amount of time, whether it's a lap or two or it's just a few corners, to let that leader by. And if you don't, you could get penalized.
Oh, wow.
So different racing disciplines have different rule sets. So
Hunter Hayward battling Joseph Cossey right here. I've been on it for a minute or two. The 30 and the 38 also doing a little quick battle. 38 going to get around Hill, and it looks like the 8 is going to prevail over the 23. 23 got caught with the 30 there, and unfortunately wasn't able to keep up with the 8 of Joseph Cossey. But, they're still right there together. The 8, though, having to battle the 3 and the 38. Boy, that helped Joseph. Wow. He trapped the 38 behind, behind the 3 there, and that helped Joseph. So
Roberts has just been getting his line taken away from him because navigating the track.
Keith up into the wall, and he is just riding the wall. He's letting these guys go by.
He was able to hold it up there. The wall didn't sponge him out. Great wheel preservation.
Yeah, Keith is just letting these guys race it up. Probably taking it a lap at a time. Lap 70 here tonight. Already getting down to the stage here. Wow.
You talked about it, Joshua. If these drivers could start having some green flag runnage, these laps will just tick by. You talked about 14 and a half you know, you see the tire fall off.
Oh, yeah.
It's 16, just over 16.1, 16.2 second lap, also dealing with possible lap traffic as well. But with fresh tires, you see fastest lap 14.7 for Ryan Messer. So it takes no time to get around this track, just a, 15 seconds, give or take. So,
yeah, and it looks like Joseph Kelsey has caught the back end of the 16 here, and here comes the 9. Oh, that was close. Now Joseph.
German commentator said,
yeah,
spread out.
Well, Joseph is on the lead lap. The 9 isn't. And he is up here racing like he's on the lead lap.
Well, Barlett, he's just got fresher tires than these guys.
Oh, right up into the wall, the 8. Oh,
wow.
I bet the 16 is not happy about that. Wow.
I for sure would not be.
And the white flag is out, and here we go. That is our stage here tonight.
That's probably going to be some decent repair time for that right rear, because that was a good slap impact for Ryan Messer.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That 16 is not happy about that. Well, you can tell coming up on the back end.
Ryan,
of the 8.
that's just going to add more repair time to that car.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, Joseph Kelsey is going to be our stage winner here. Boy, that 16 is not happy. All right. Well, let's go ahead. They're going to come down pit road here. No surprise. Let's see here if we can get Joseph down here after he pits, because, Bristol don't really want to disturb them down on pit road here, because it is a short track. So we're going to wait for him to come back out. Little bit of a, I guess you could call that a bump and run, get out of my way type ordeal. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to get Joseph down here real quick. All right, Joseph Kelsey, bud, got a copy? I know your mic's muted.
I'm here.
All right. Well, let's go and talk about that stage win here tonight. I think you made some frenemies down there here, buddy, but talk about that good run there here tonight.
Yeah, I was trying to get back up towards the front, and I just got a speeding penalty, so I'm trying to sort myself out. But yeah, I was trying to save myself as much as I could, and we got up there right at the end. I know the 16 ain't too happy with me, but I mean, it's Bristol, baby. Little bump and run.
Yeah.
I had to go.
Yeah, you had to go. You had to do something, but catching a speeding penalty there, that's going to send you back. But it looks like you got a pretty fast car out there. Stages are done. You only do one stage here. So what's it going to take, bud?
It's going to take a lot. You're going to have to save a little bit. If we could get a long grade run here, especially not having as many tires as we do, it's going to take a bit. You're going to have to save a lot.
All right, we'll let you get back to it, man. Good luck down there.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
All right. All right, Joseph Kelsey, our stage winner. Got a speeding penalty coming off of pit road. I think he hammered down a little bit too quickly there. However, yeah, he kind of upset, I think, a couple of people, or at least one person anyway, right, Will?
Oh, most definitely. That, if he hasn't upset a couple, he's definitely got Ryan more than likely a wee bit upset. So, like I said, coming to the checkered, that definitely make me upset if I just got chromed horned out of the way, leading all those laps for the stage and not being able to get max points for the stage victory. Now you just got to throw it out the window like it never even happened. Hopefully, all that matters is just trying to win the race at this point now. If you're Ryan Messer, just trying to rebound from that. But Zach Rongich is up here now, so gonna have to see what he can do in the clean air, as he is going to take the outside lane. Lights are out on the pace car. Chris Paff in P2, restarting on the inside lane. He was our pole sitter and started on that inside lane, so have to see how it fares this time. Gary Slapinski up there in 4th position with Hunter Hayward in 3rd.
And train is out. Whoa, whoa, 22 spinning tires. Whoa, wow. That kind of stacked them up a little bit. And looks like they are back on it here. 23 coming up on the 22 now. Already one lap down after the restart and the final stint of the race underway here tonight. Looks like the trucking truth out there in chat. How you doing here this evening? Still going to take a few laps for these guys to get some heat built up, but not a lot. And this track going to definitely heat those tires up pretty quick. Zach coming around Chris up to fourth. Chris back to fifth now.
And that restart.
Whoa!
Oh, man.
That was
a
Zach.
10th lapper for Zach. Jack Deutscher in the 21. Basically Menards, but the aerokinetics paint scheme there just got around on him coming out of turn number 4 right at the stripe, start finish straight. And it's just going to be a hospital hop coming out of turn 4 right as he's getting on the straight.
Wow.
And man, oh man, he was sitting pretty in 4th, that's for sure.
All right. Well, taking a look back at it under green here, man, we are down.
He did not lose a lap. He was able to get back going, but he is going to be in danger. He is 11 seconds back, so, and there is the race leader, Zachary Rongich.
There's Zach Deutscher. He will be coming out of 4 now. And then Zachary Rongich is coming out of 4. So he's pretty much, he's right there.
He has a straightaway.
Man.
Just tough break.
Yep.
Just it is, like we talked about, it's probably worse than trying to drive with an eggshell, with an egg under your pedal. It's a very fine line trying to you're not on the straightaways too long here, so you almost feel like you're constantly turning, but you're still trying to find enough power to power you down into the next corner. So Bristol, it is so tough. Hunter Hayward taking control of second position away from Gary, so Gary's now sitting comfortably in third position as battles being raged further back. The 45 of Michael Yarrow getting by Kyle Munson. Munson now falling into the clutches of Brandon Hartwell.
Right behind him is Ryan Messer. And then Joseph Cossey is a little bit further back at about 7/8 of a second. Ooh, man, Ryan trying to work his way back up toward the front. He led 74 laps. And, man, boy, I bet he is not a happy camper. Man.
If we were sitting around a campfire, he would have thrown somebody in it, that's for sure.
I think he would have. He has got his eye set on Kyle Munson here. Let's see here if the 16 is going to be able to get around him. We've got 11 drivers on the lead lap. David Cassidy, Keith Hurlbutt, Terry DeGay, and Art is all 1 lap down. Robbie Stewart, Gary Wright 2 laps down, and Byron Bartlett is 19 laps down. So he did get a lap back. So see, it is possible. It's just
It's quite tough once you go. I feel like over 10 laps down at a short track with a decent number of laps, you never know if you're going to get those cautions to fall. And like you said, he was 20 laps down. He got one of them back. So 19, that's a tough ask to, at least he's still running at the moment. He still has a full car under him. He still has all 4 tires. So if another competitor falls out the race, hopefully, it's not with 19 laps to go, right? So he will be able to, hopefully, in theory, get a position or two if more people was to fall out of the race.
we might have somebody might be causing a little bit of trouble in the chat, but moderators are out there, so we should be all right.
Hunter is somewhat trying to chase down Rongich. He's only a half a second, 5/10 of a second back, but there is a squabble. The Ryan Messer battle.
Yeah,
Ryan
right.
finally, Ryan finally got by Kyle, and then now Hartwell's trying to get by Kyle. So Ryan's just doing Ryan things, trying to work back up through the field after that, penultimate stage lap tangle with Joseph. But this is one of the closest battles on track at the moment between Hartwell and Munson, as Munson just getting a bit wobbly out of corner exit. That back end almost started to kick out, but he was able to get it underneath him. Just can't quite get on the corner exit. He has real good corner entry, but the corner exit tonight has just been tricky for everyone here, as it normally is. Corner exit has always been probably the toughest thing at Bristol. You can just lose so much speed if you can't get back, either back to the throttle on corner exit, or if the car wants to wash down the track. Oh,
we got a yellow.
Harry Duguay and Art.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give it a rewind here.
Oh,
it looks like Terry just.
What happened?
I don't know. Terry going inside of the 15, and I think it just snapped.
Yep.
Just snapped on him right up in front of the 78 of Gary Slapinski. He's going to get a
Gary
piece.
net code. No, he hit him.
Yeah, he definitely hit him. Man, and, Gary's running third. So,
yeah,
that
he was third place at the moment.
Yeah, that was up there with our leaders, too, or, somewhere.
I think Gary lost his bumper.
No.
Yeah, I think he lost his front clip, or was that just the 15-14?
I think that was the 15-14. I think the 14 lost pretty much of everything here. Yeah, 15 and the 14. 14 lost the front, and the 15 lost the front. So, yeah, heavy damage to the both of them as they, the rest of the field kind of squiggles around the little incident there. Well, I say little, but, it wasn't little. All right, looks like Trevor out there.
Yeah, I'm trying to piece together that, but
I'm not sure.
That's a head scratcher.
Who are you talking about, Trevor? Are you talking about that Truth guy? Because I'm a little confused here, bud. All right. Rongich, Hayward, Slapinski, Paff, Yarrow, Messer, Munson, Hartwell, Cossey, Gilmore. Yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about either. Well, I got news for you, Trevor. You start causing issues and you'll get hit too. So I don't know. I don't know anything about him. It's not my place to judge. So I just broadcast races. I don't get paid enough to go do research on every single driver I broadcast. So if you don't like it, you can leave too. So. All right, well, let's see here. Lights are off on the pace car once again, coming to lap 113. Rongich, Hayward, Slapinski, Paff, Messer, top 5. They should be going back green here pretty quickly. Well, I can't tell really anybody anything right now. Here we go, green back out. NASCAR Dave Bush Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series. Otters.
Oh, Gary.
Go ahead. Yeah, we got battles everywhere.
I was going to say, Gary floated up the track on the corner exit of turn number 2 right in front of Chris. And Chris just said, okay, I'm glad I didn't spin you, more or less. That was very close. Like you said, battles everywhere. It looks like Deutscher is trying to come back up through the field after his spin on the front straightaway not too long ago. That caution really helped him out to get back up with everybody.
Looking to see if he's got some damage there, but, you know, I don't really see any that, you know, that I can take note on that Aerokinetics 21. He might have a little bit cosmetic that we can't see, but nevertheless, man, it's a gooseneck back here, I guess you want to call it. They are just bunched up together, starting really with the 45 of Yallroad. And you got Pav, Hartwell, yeah, Gilmore, Deutscher, Cossey, Munson. The three is kind of mired in between here. Robbie Stewart, battle of 17 now of Cassidy. Now Cassidy is a lap down, but he is the only driver 1 lap down. Everybody else is 2 or 3 laps down behind him. Keith Hurlbut still the last driver on the lead lap. And I got the dadgum hiccups again.
Hiccups. Well, Wong, it's doing pretty good out here in the clean air. As we look back, we got Gary staying ahead of Messer. Messer, he is on the rebound. So, where will Messer try to go? Looks like he's staying high, maybe trying to keep getting that forward momentum on that outside lane. That's exactly what he's doing here, making both ends of the track look sharp up there.
Whoa,
yeah,
78 blocked it.
Well, that's just how the car comes up out of the track there at turn 2 and 4, and I don't really think he meant to do that per se, just how the car, that's just where the car wanted to go.
Just to pick on Gary, I think he did it on purpose. Zachary Rogich, my bad. Joseph Kelsey, Zach Deutscher, Kyle Munson. Looks like Joseph did get around the 21, so these guys are squabbling back here a little bit, kind of a bit. Whoa, 40 almost come and put that front bumper to the back end of the 21. I think the 21 of Zach's going to back off a little bit, let the 40 go by. So let's see here, the 17 of Cassidy now, who is a lap down. See if he maybe tries to get around the 21, if he's just going to kind of settle in right here. If I was David, I'd probably kind of just settle in. I mean, you're one lap down. Caution comes out, and you're not involved in it. Hey, you'll get your lap back. So, I'd just settle in if I'm Cassidy and just kind of, ride the waves. Now, you are also trying to take a gamble here too, Will, to the extent of no caution, but I could still see maybe 1 or 2 more the way they're racing right now. I mean, side by side, look at this.
Yes, indeed. And also, like you talked about earlier, also the single car spins, like we've that was a 3.
That
single
was a
car
3.
spin. yeah. Probably a 2.0. But excuse me, like single car spins that we've already seen not be a caution. Some of them, if they get back up on the track, they will be a caution. But we've seen already the single carness not really reeling its ugly head. It's mainly just been contact being made or somebody just getting it wrong, running over another driver per se. But that's normally kind of what you see at Bristol as well. Typical Bristol.
The typical Bristol. The Last Great Collusion, as it is known. Oh, buddy, here we go. Wow, that 8, man. Got the 25 loose a little bit. And there goes the 8 of Joseph around the 25. I don't know if the 25 too happy about that one either. We'll see here coming up on the 57 now. But side by side, 16, 45, 22, 57, 8. And the 25 and the 40. Look at Kyle Munson back here, just hanging out to the outside of the 25. Throw a blanket over these, what is it, 7 drivers pretty much right here? Oh, golly.
Yes, 7.
This is it's getting pretty intense right here. We're going to have to really keep an eye on it. We'll stay right here with Cossey, Gilmore, Paff, this group right here, because I think if anything was going to happen, it might happen right here, you know, somewhere in this general vicinity.
Ryan and Chris almost have the most identical line just about on that high side. Yeah, I don't believe there's any changes going on at the front, so this is a really good thick of it battle here, like you said.
And look who's coming up to the 16, the 8. These two have already had moments.
Yes, indeed, Joshua, and you never know what can transpire when you get back to a competitor you've already had a run-in with.
Yep. It's like Munson and
Or
Yarrow
that competitor.
getting it figured out. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through the field here, you know. 137 though of 250, man. We are like right there. I mean, we are
almost at 100 to go. Yeah, we're over halfway, almost at 100 to go. So, like you talked about, like we said, if these drivers could just get some green flag running in, they would really tick these laps away. It takes no time for that to happen.
16 and the 8 now, side by side. Oh, geez. Let's see what happens. And this is what makes me nervous, is when two drivers have already had, you know, I wouldn't say conflicts with one another, but, you know, they've already been together.
Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, everybody's right here because Hunter, something has happened with Hunter. He's maybe this set of tires just can't seem to come to fruition point. Oh, Gary and him had a side-by-side moment and going past the start-finish line. But, man, second on back. Just is right here. Rongich has driven away. He's got a different area code than these fellows at the moment.
It's about a second and a half. He is dealing with some lap cars here too, but Cossey is still right there with Gary. Yeah, right there is Zachary Rongich. Now, a second and a half is not a whole lot of time here at Bristol.
No, it's not. No. I thought he was further up the road. My apologies.
Oh, 3 wide back here. Wow. You seen that too, didn't you?
Yes, I did. They were able to overcome that. Thank golly.
Yeah, they were dealing with Gary Wright there, who, you know, he was very respectful. He did go onto the outside line, but, you know, he had to ride that wall, and that is a dangerous game when you're having to ride that wall. You know, if you turn too hard to the left to get it off the wall, it's going to shoot you right down into traffic. If you stay on the wall too long, you're going to cause more damage. So, I mean, he did a very good job of it, but, man, that was scary. That was a, you know, give me the brown pants moment on that one, you know. Oh, man, these guys, they're knocking them down here, though. Yeah, if that dude starts it again, we're just pull out the band hammer and be done with it. I ain't gonna have it in my chat. I don't like politics, and I don't like anything that's gonna cause any issues down to the driver or anything. Like I said, I don't know anything about Joseph. All I know is he's one heck of a racer. So that's all I care about. You know, I don't get paid enough, like I said, to do any type of research on these guys, and it ain't my problem. So, but getting off of that nonsense, here we go. He has caught up to Zachary Rongich. Let's see what he does with Zachary here, Will.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to wrestle or rustle Rongich's cage before, so I know how he can be. So.
Oh, man. Well, we are at, or getting to, actually, that 100 lap mark this time by 100 to go. 38 gonna lead that lap. He's led 72 laps now. Joseph has
Closing in on most.
Yeah. And,
He's about to take the most laps led mark away from Ryan Messer. If Ronic can just stay in the lead.
Not gonna be able to get that
but
one.
No.
And
I think Ronic's tires might be not completely washing away yet, but just not as up to par as what we saw. Joseph saving his tires at the start of this run. He wasn't pushing as hard. He was kind of watching the battles unfold in front of him, and by doing that was saving his tires. So
now here's the thing. They have been out here roughly 75, 76 laps. Now they will have to pit one more time at least for fuel and tires. Now coming down pit road, full pit road, you enter where your pit box is. If you're on the front stretch, you enter out of turn 4. If you're on the back stretch, you enter out of turn 2. But you've got to be careful because this track is very short, not very wide, and if you don't call it out, which is not mandatory, but it's very respectful if you do, and you're real close to a driver and then you decide to come down pit road, well, guess what could happen? Yeah, we don't want to see that. So they are going to have to be very, very careful. And I think we're probably going to see them probably come down within the next, 5 to 10 laps. Maybe 15 laps. What are you thinking, Will? How long do you think they'll stay out here?
I think some drivers, possibly like Joseph, like the ones that have been conserving the tire the best, maybe Gary, Joseph, even maybe Ronic, Path, they will try to go as far as they can, maybe on that fuel, and then pit, and then the ones that just can't take it anymore on the tires, you're probably going to see them short pit just to get a fresher set of rubber on the car. So that we could just have a mixture of strategy if this race is to play out and we do see green flag stops. I think that's how we may see them play out.
And that would be cool if we did see some green flag stops. It looks like Keith Hurlbut going to go a lap down. Here's Kossi gets around. Zach Deutscher will be the next driver if the 8 can safely get around him. Zach does not have to give him that spot, but he is going to kind of, back off a little bit, not too much, but back off and go ahead and let him go to the inside. However, it's not over just because we've got only 10 drivers on the lead lap. That does not mean anything. It looks like Robbie Stewart, however, is down on pit road now. I believe that will be his final stop.
Like you said, it's not over. Zach Deutscher in the 21 just went 1 lap down. So he's the first car 1 lap down as Ronic and Gary navigate by. So until the race leader, Joseph, is able to catch up to another driver and just put them a single lap down, then Deutscher has something to worry about. But he does not at the moment, so...
Yeah. Now, here's to throw something out there to you, Will. And I've thought about this in the past. Oh,
Hunter going a lap down.
Yep, catch the wall there. Now, Joseph being our leader, and there is 9 drivers on the lead lap. Does Joseph stay out and try to lap everybody at least once to get them a lap down and then come down pit road if he has time? Or does he, well, they're going to go 3 wide back here as we just missed it here. Wow. Very quick 3 wide. So does Joseph try to lap everybody, or does he try to just maintain pace and, just go as far as he can? I mean, what do you do if you're Joseph?
Yeah, well, if you're somebody that has already conserved enough tire to make it to where you just need to pit for the fuel, then or pit to have enough fuel to make it to the end, right? You could decide to stay out, lap the whole field like you're talking about, or just start coming in just a few laps after, or in or about where your competition, where the people that you've been running around are near you, decide to come in and pit?
Hunter's down. Terry is trying to find his pit box here. I think he went down the wrong one. And we kind of knew that would probably happen to a few drivers here tonight if we got a green flag pit stop. Going down the wrong side. It can get confusing at times for sure.
It really truly can. It like you talked about, if you have enough drivers to where you do need, to use both pit lanes. So.
And it looks like everybody.
Closing in on 75 to go. Another good question is if you think you can short pit and come out with fresh tires.
Jack Neuscher
and
on pit road. Not to interrupt you there, but just trying to catch these guys that are coming down.
Yes, sir.
In pit road, because this is probably going to be their final stop unless we get another yellow. I mean, depending on, of course, when that yellow happens, if we get one, we'll determine if they do, come back down or not. Track position here, is kind of key. That clean air, but 23 just going around Joseph like he's sitting still. So Hunter is, whoa, 38 of Roggage way up to the wall there. Wow. Zachary.
And I think if we get a caution with about 50 to go, maybe 40 to go, resets the field as far as Gary and Rongich and maybe Chris Paff and possibly some others once the cycles out. That we're having here, and everybody, if we just have a late race caution or something to that extent, I think Joseph is going to have a fight on his hands, because we have seen a handful of people here this evening that just have really quick short run speed that would really be able to put up a fight with Joseph. I think Rongich has just that right medium to almost long run speed, but just not that Joseph speed.
Yeah, Munson just coming back out. He had already made his pit stop. It does not take long to go laps out here. Just that pit stop alone, he was only in his pit box here 14.1 seconds, and it put him 2 laps down. Now, he is going to have really good tires out there, don't get me wrong, but that's that quick. You can go 2 laps down on pit road green flag very quickly. So you got to get in and get out as quick as you can. Brandon Hartwell is coming down pit road here as well. He has found his box. This should be the final time for him. Now Art is also on pit road. Robbie Stewart, Terry DeGay, man, these guys heavy damage. Michael Yarrow down pit road. So pit road starting to heat up a little bit. As the 38 of Rongich still, right there. Rongich could have saved some tires too. Kind of like what the 8 did. We don't really know. I don't care if I misspelled it. I'm not an English teacher, spelling teacher, whatever it's called. I don't care. I really don't.
The last great collusion.
Collusion. Well, I mean, we have had some collusions. So, I mean, I ain't wrong.
Oh, hey, I don't feel bad. I can't spell either, so I probably would have done this, that exact same thing. So, like you said, Rongich driving back up to Kasi, or did...
Yeah, Takasi, you're right.
Yeah. Okay.
Here we go
Just
again.
navigating the traffic.
Yep, 16 of Messer, the 40, man. Even Messer's up here, too. I think he's got his eye set on the 8. And he's like, where's that back bumper of the 8 right now? No, I don't know. I don't think Ryan would do the... Whoa, 21 and 16 almost got connected together, though. Now, that is going to put Ryan up into the outside wall a little bit. He's going to lose a little bit of momentum. Zach trying to get some laps back here. He is 3 laps down on fresher tires, so he's going to blow by pretty much everybody that has been out here over 100 laps, make that 110 laps for quite a few of them. So they've been out here quite a while. Jeff Gilmore coming down pit road here as well. So final pit stop for Mr. Gilmore there. Happy Gilmore. I don't know if he's too happy about, you know, tonight. But hey, you know, I don't know what's going to happen between now and, you know, 250 laps. And 3 drivers now on the lead lap. Here comes Gary. Gary down pit road. Ocassi and Rongich, as well as Messer and Keith coming down pit road. So I was going to say Keith needs to pit, but he is down pit road now too. So looks like really only 3 drivers really need to pit now. Joseph, Zachary, and Ryan. Gary is in his box. I think Gary short pitted there. No, he didn't short pit. He is back out onto the track. It looks like he kind of hit a small tree.
Rongich.
Yeah.
Rongich got it wrong entering the pits.
Oh, yeah, and he's going to have to.
He missed pit road. He missed it.
He's going to have to go all the way around and try it
Can we rewind it, Joshua?
Yeah, we can rewind it here real quick. Yes, we can.
Because
Or did he get hit? Oh, he got hit by the 23. Wow.
Hunter Hayward. Man, oh man, I thought he might have just, you know, the transition from the concrete to the asphalt, coming down off the banking onto the flat. I thought maybe the car just could have got out from underneath him, but no. Hunter Hayward just, I don't know if he didn't possibly, you know, the drivers normally call out when they're pitting. Maybe Hayward just didn't hear the, man.
Yep, Cossey on pit road. Rogic just entered his pit box here. He's going to have some rear end damage. But now it looks like Kyle Munson is going to take over the lead here as Jeff Gilmore comes around him. So Kyle Munson going to lead a lap here tonight. Getting into the final laps here this evening at Bristol. Oh, 38 going around. No yellow. I think he was coming off of pit road here as well, and he just lost in the transition like he was talking about. Hammered down, got loose. I don't know how in the world. Well, he kept it going, so that is why there's no yellow. So
great car control out of Rongich. You know, getting hit from behind and then just trying to regain your composure, getting up to speed out of the pits, and like you said, that transition can be tricky. Closing in on just 50 to go here, Joshua. They've really been taking them away. Like you said, Munson, now the race leader, he is doing some type of a rain dance for a caution in his seat, no doubt, to turn this race even more on its head.
Well, he's been out here 23 laps. He has enough tire or enough fuel to make it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's already pitted.
Interesting.
But is he going to have enough tires to stay out front? You know, because everybody else behind him, including Chris Paff, he's only been out here 16 laps. Joseph Cossey has been out here, well, now going on his 6th lap. Brandon Hartwell about 21. Gary at about 11. Yarrow at about 20. Hunter Hayward at about 33. Rongich at about 6. Same as Cossey. And right behind him was going to be Deutscher at about 30. Messer at about 10. So, you know, David Cassidy's only been out here 2 laps. So he's going to have the big freshman tires of the bunch. He's 2 laps down, though. So, but that doesn't mean anything. As we go ahead and take a quick look here at our caution numbers. We did have the stage caution, so that does not count. But a total of 4, 19 laps, 47 laps to go. And we've just had 4 lead changes out here tonight. That is all we've had as of right now, with Cal Munson leading the way here in the final stint of the race. at Bristol for round number 4. Oh, man. No, the race ain't boring.
45.
I'm just tired.
Same here, same here. 45 laps to go here at Bristol, and we've had it action-packed, and we've had it long and green. So,
Yep.
you know, both barrels coming at you here tonight. That's for sure.
You haven't had 3 wide even.
Oh yeah, we've had 3 wide.
Still haven't had the 4 wide yet, but we really don't need
Definitely
to
don't
have
want
it.
that. No.
If they went 4 wide and they held it with no yellow, I'd probably lose it. Now, Chris Paff is coming up quick, though, on Kyle Munson. He's down to a second, less than a second now. So I think his tires are really starting to show as Chris is making some moves here, and Joseph about 4.7 seconds back. He's dealing with a couple of cars here, the 16 and the 21. There we go, the 8 and 16 together again. Oh, man. And the 8 coming up on the 21 quickly. Whoa, cannot, whoa! 8 and 16, almost touch again. They are trying to get around the 21 here. Oh, man, we'll keep an eye on it. If I see any hanky-panky in the timing screen, then, we know something's going on. But Chris has caught the back bumper of the 40. Battle for the lead. Here we go.
Yes, Chris Paff taking the fight to our race leader currently, Kyle Munson. Chris really having faith in this bottom line. Riding on the back of Hunter. Hunter gets out of the way just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I didn't think he expected Chris to get that
No.
run like he did on the bottom, but man, he did. He shot out like a cannon. And Hunter's like, whoops. Wow, that could have been bad.
Yeah, I just definitely don't think Hunter meant to get into the back of Rongich earlier, and definitely didn't want to try to be in the way currently. He was running pretty well earlier, just at the moment, but there goes Chris. He's there.
Yeah, see if he can hold it. Nope.
Oh.
40 gonna have it again. That's gonna be 21 now. Chris is still fighting though on the inside. He just cannot seem to get that car around him. But what it's doing to Chris is it's wearing up his tires.
And we have to remember, Chris is also our pole sitter for tonight's race.
Yeah.
He qualified first, so it's not like it's not like he's up here just to be up here. So he had the pace in qualifying.
Great comeback, you know.
Oh yeah, after just having not so good starts and restarts, I guess you could say, just not being able to get that car fired off like we talked about during the restarts. So, but yes, like you said, great comeback, having to fight up through the field, and now just trying to find a way by Munson. I had Ryan on my mind, I guess, but now working the outside lane, finally getting around the 40 car. So Chris, with the clean air, going to somewhat drive away from Kyle.
Yep, Chris up top now, 220 of 2. Oh, Chris scraping the wall. Akasi is 2.6 seconds back behind Kyle. Let's see here if Joseph can catch up to him. Gary is about a little over 4.5 seconds behind the leader, about 1.6 back behind Joseph. So still anything can happen between now and lap 250. Well, thank you for the view anyway. And like I said, it ain't my job to do background checks on people that I'm, on leagues and drivers that I broadcast. I don't get paid enough to do that.
We are not private investigators nor detectives, and we are just merely race broadcasters and, in my case, commentators. So, Yep, I agree with what Joshua has to say about that. You know, just because they do something wrong doesn't mean that they're an evil person the rest of their life. You know, you can forgive people, or that's not also our place to cast judges upon them. So.
Nope. And I totally agree with that. My job is to broadcast a race. That's my job.
Yes, exactly. we are here to watch these drivers run around a track and call the race. We are not here to judge what they do outside of their outside of the sim world.
We are going to be coming down quickly to that 20 to go here momentarily. So Kyle Munson does have Joseph now coming to his back bumper with that 16. Ryan Messer, now that is not for position. Ryan is the first driver a lap down. He is wanting a yellow at some point to, get back on that lead lap. But they are driving around the 40 here pretty quickly. 40, I think, used up all of his tires. Chris, man, he just keeps getting that wall. I don't know if that's by design or he might have chewed up his tires here. He's been out here 45 laps. That is going to be lap 300, lap 230. Wow, I'm adding on laps here, Will.
Well, it happens sometimes. You know, you just get, the racing gets the best of you, and you just want to see more of it sometimes. So, yep, just 20 laps to go now. And, man, if you would have told me that the race was going to kind of go this way, but Joseph still has time, and you never can tell, like we talked about, only a second and a half back to the second place man currently.
So trying to figure out a way to get around the 21. I don't think the 21's going to fight him. Nope. 21 of Zach, 2 laps down, but right up here with the drivers. We've only got 7 drivers on the lead lap. Ryan and Hunter, 1 lap down. These guys really want the yellow here. Can Chris hold off Joseph as he is trekking up to the front? 16 to go. He is coming up on the 23 here. That is Hunter Hayward. Let's see what Hunter's just going to let him go by. Yep. Hunter's just going to let him go by. Hunter's not going to fight him. That is going to put another lap car, though, between, well, I say that. Here comes Joseph now. Never mind. I was going to say that's going to put a lap car between the leader and second place, but 23 got out of the way as well for P2. So here we go, 14 to go. Chris, nice comeback though, Will. I mean, started up front, he fell back, he's led 18 laps, coming to 19 laps, gonna take 13 to go. Chris is having a pretty good race for being a guy that said this is not, his type of track. I gotta say, he's doing a heck of a job out there.
Yeah, the pole sitter didn't get to lead the first lap up, asking that we got to see, right? So at least he got to lead some laps.
Yes.
Normally it was also like an unspoken rule back in the day, the pole sitter gets to lead the first lap, right? Back in the day, everybody's like, all right, you get to lead your lap, and then after that we'll go by you, but you can have your lap, and then. But we didn't get to see that today. Ryan Messer just had an outstanding start on that outside lane, and he got it going. Like you said, dominated the first, going all 74 laps until we saw that white flag, and then Joseph gave him a bump, right? So that was the end of that. Unfortunately, Ryan, haven't got to see too much of Ryan after that.
Oh, man. And it's great for Ryan, too, because, he led 74 laps right before the white flag, or right at the white flag, pretty much. I mean, it was right there, close enough. And, hey, Bristol, baby, as Joseph put it. This is Joseph's words, not mine. It's Bristol, baby, I know, upset a few drivers, or upset a driver, but,
It's going
Personally,
to happen with short
yeah,
tracks.
personally, I don't really care. I mean, that's still racing, not me. You know. But Kelsey is back up front. He did get around Chris, so Chris back into second. Gary is in third. Rogich fourth, Munson fifth, and hitting that 6 to go here at the line. Oh, man. Well, it is 9:23 Eastern, 8:23 here in the central part of the United States. 3:23 Hawaiian time. They are 5 hours behind us, Bill, so it is still daylight there. Hunter Hayward having a moment.
I used to have a friend that lived in Hawaii while his son was stationed there.
Wow. I've never been. I'd love to go. Probably wouldn't come back if I went, but, you know.
No, well, like I've never been either, but I'm just saying, like he told me how cool it was down there and how it just was nice and everything. Hawaii has been a place I wanted to go for a long time, mainly because of Pearl Harbor, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to tour Pearl. But yes, 3 to go here tonight. I'm surprised you never got to go. You were in the Navy, weren't you? So.
Yeah, I just didn't get to spend a whole lot of time in there. Oh, 23 getting out of the way again of Joseph. That's going to be 2 to go that time by. So Chris Paff looking like he's going to hold on to second. I don't know if Gary's going to be able to catch him. Down into turn number 3 in the middle of 3 and 4, and coming out of 4 this time by. It's going to be the white flag in the air. 1 to go here at Bristol. But now whatever happens, happens. I mean, they're just going to race it back to the line. It's going to be a really quick lap here. Joseph Cossey, man, coming back, winning the stage, winning the race here tonight at Bristol. Chris Paff going to finish at the P2 spot. Gary Slapinski right on his tail in the 3rd position. That is our podium. 1, 2, 3. Zachary Rogich in 4th. And it looks like Kyle Munson rounding out the top 5 here tonight. Well, hang tight, folks. We'll get the top 3 down here for the MaxspeedTV post-race show here in just a second. I don't know if Joseph's going to burn it up there on the front stretch or not. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, there it goes. All right, we'll let him burn it up here a minute or two, winning it here at Bristol for round number 4. So let me go ahead and get these guys down here, and we're going to give them an interview here tonight. Let's talk about Bristol race, and you know, Will, I got to say it was a lot cleaner than what I thought it would be.
Yeah, once they got those first few, cobwebs out of their system, it just seemed to be a pretty good race. Nevertheless, we had some real long, good stretches of green flag running. That's what you love to see any time, any place, right? So, great to see it tonight. And like you said, wrecks are going to be a common tread whenever you go to a short track, especially Bristol. But I'm kind of like you. I thought there might be some more bumping, banging, chaos, what have you. But we saw plenty of it. Don't get us wrong, but you almost expect to see just a wee bit more.
Oh, yeah, definitely so. All righty, folks, well, hang tight. I'm going to jump down and talk to the top 3 here real quick. We'll get them up here and give them an interview and talk about Old Atlanta next week. So hang tight. We'll be right back here on MaxspeedTV. righty, folks, we are back. We have caught up with the top three here tonight. We're going to pull up that 78 here, the Harpoon Design Racing team of Gary Slapansky. Well, Gary, I got to say, man, it was, quite the show out there here tonight at Bristol. You know how Bristol can be, man. You can have a good race or a bad race. And tonight, I mean, it was a fairly good race, just a handful of cautions and, green flag pit stops even. You're going to have to talk about those, too, because I know those those were a handful trying to determine where, you come down. But we got to hear from you, man. How'd your race go here tonight, buddy?
I was going pretty good there. I got involved with a little accident there, and like two lap down cars kind of got together and pushed my nose in. I kind of felt like that was hurting me the rest of the race. So I just sucked it up and just wheeled it, and I was kind of lucky to probably finish off coming third. So that's all right. But under the green there, I did mess up a little bit. I was trying to get down, and there was some fast cars. I was trying to pin on the green there, and I just missed it and kind of threw off my timing. I think I would have passed Chris if I didn't have that little hiccup there trying to get into the pits there.
Yeah.
I would have came in and out way quicker, but I kind of just missed out right there, and I kind of screwed up. At least second. There's no way I was going to do anything at first, but there's no way. There's no way. It took me a little while. I really didn't practice too with this car. It's a lot different in years, with all the builds and everything. But I was just lucky to come home with third, so it is what it is tonight. It's okay.
Well, you started third too, so you had a good qualifying. You started up there, so I mean, starting third, finishing third. Now you didn't lead any laps here tonight, but it's way early. You've already got. One win on the season already here. So, you're just kind of, I guess you could say, racking up the points, per se.
Yeah. I had a mishap last week, and I kind of wasn't all that great, but that's all right. Yeah, I guess it is what it is.
Well, let's kind of talk about it because we, these couple of tracks are, that we have here. We had Phoenix last week, Bristol tonight, and then Old Atlanta next week. So, Old Atlanta, not an easy track. It is a tire using, 10 laps into the run, bam, your tires are pretty much shot. You know how Old Atlanta is.
I love Old
yeah,
Atlanta. I love that old track.
Going into that race, finishing third out here tonight, man. What are you hoping for next week? That's gonna be a driver's track. You're really gonna have to save those tires.
Yeah. I feel like I'll do real good there. I think I have a little knack around the ladder, so hopefully I can come home in victory lane next week. We'll see how she goes.
All righty. Well, Gary, awesome job out here tonight. Great comeback as well, even with the damage, man. Started third, finishing third. I know you probably got a few final thought shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate, so I'm going to turn it back over to you, buddy.
Well, I'd like to thank you. You guys do a great job announcing this, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everybody out there tuning in and watching in, and for this, MaxspeedTV broadcast. They do a great job. I would like to thank Dave Bush. Big shout out to Dave Bush there. He's hanging in there, and we're all praying for him. Hope he does well. I would like to thank Harpoon Designs for making these paints for me, and all my teammates out there and everybody out there watching. Have a good night, and don't forget the like button. Like and subscribe. How about that? Like and subscribe, everybody. Like and subscribe.
All righty, Gary. Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank you for those kind of words there, buddy. Go celebrate your P3 here tonight, man. We'll see you at Old Atlanta next week, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to our P2 finisher here tonight. He is actually our pole sitter as well. Now, Chris, you didn't lead the first lap out here tonight, but by golly, you got 20 under your belt there toward the end, man. Talk about your run out here tonight, even though you said you didn't like this track or it's not your cup of tea track or something like that. But, hey, man, I give you two pats on the back there with both hands, man. I'll keep it going. Great comeback, man. Talk about it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I love this track. Don't get me wrong. I love this track in real life, but on here, it does not agree with me. So that's why I was shocked to put it on the pole. I didn't think I had that great of pace. That's hence to why I didn't lead the first lap. I just didn't. I got to figure out the way to get around here and save right front. I thought I was doing it right, but I wasn't. I cooked them up pretty bad. But hey, strategy played out. I had a clean race. That's why I finished in this spot right here. And sometimes that's all you need to do to get up in there in the top 3, top 5.
Yeah, I mean, you got good points tonight. Finishing second here. Coming into tonight, you were eighth coming into tonight. So it's early in the season. But hey, being consistent every single race. Keeping you up. Top 10, top 5. You're making your way up. Here early on. We got one more race here. Before we take a week off. But how was the lap traffic here? Here tonight, of course, with the green flag pit stops too. I mean, that had to have been like one of the most gut-wrenching things y'all had to do out here tonight. Lap traffic and green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I was slow. I just wanted to be safe, man. Dual pits. I don't even think I've done a race here with dual pits. Maybe if it has, it's been earlier in another season in this league. That'd be the only time. But yeah, it's atrocious, man. I mean, you're turning laps 14, 15 seconds a lap, and traffic when you come up on it, there ain't really a whole lot you could do. You just got to try to show patience, allow them to get out of the way in a timely fashion. It's it's brutal out here. Things are happening so fast. It's really hard to process, things that you need to, because in one corner you could be clear, the next corner you got people racing for a position, and you're trying to race for a position. It's congested really quick.
Yep. Yep, and I was just looking at some stats here. You grabbed the pole last week at Phoenix, too. You grabbed the pole out here tonight. So, back-to-back poles as well. Hey, I got to grab the pole, man. I mean, hey, that's points. So, get them while you can. But, yeah,
Got that right.
it's, lap traffic. That's a big thing here. Green flag pit stops. Got to be careful. We did see an accident out here tonight with it. But, everybody was pretty safe for the most part. A handful of yellows. But, it's Bristol, so you're gonna have those.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
it is. But we got old Atlanta next week, man. You think Bristol's bad?
Yeah, old Atlanta's gonna chew up them tires.
Yeah. How do you going into that race with some momentum? How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I've got quite a few races on Atlanta. That's kind of the polar opposite of Bristol here, especially old Atlanta. I love that surface. And I love the race that it produces on that surface. So I feel like I should be pretty decent there.
All right. Well, awesome job. Great comeback again here tonight. Started all pole. You didn't lead the first lap, but you did get 20 under your belt. Finishing P2 here tonight, buddy. Old Atlanta. I want to say Atlanta next week, but it's old Atlanta, so a little bit different than the new Atlanta. Or a lot different than the new Atlanta. But hey,
oh yeah,
yeah, Super Speedway Atlanta and Save Your Tires Atlanta. They should just put it to you that way.
There you go.
I know you got a few final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your P2 hitter tonight, buddy. So I'm gonna turn the mic over to you.
Hey man, I just want to shout out the league, man. I mean, I know sometimes that we, don't put on great shows, and it gets a little bad, but it's times like this right here when I know we can all pull it together, put a good race, put a good show on for the fans and people watching. I'm upset that one of my teammates didn't decide to make it out tonight. I don't know exactly what happened with that, but hopefully he comes back next week, rocking and ready to roll. I just want to give a shout out to Gomez. He ran the race tonight, officiated it. I think Darnell had some stuff going on. I mean, everybody in this league, man, this is a cream of the crop type talent up here. So everything you got to fight tooth and nail for it. Shout out to the wife, always being supportive of me on Sundays, taking over all the at-home duties with the daughter, and so giving me a break so I can come in here and play and have fun and act like a race car driver in real life.
Oh man, well it's always good to get together and have a good time, and then you get off here, you got the honeydew lists. So
There you go.
yep.
Yep.
So I know all about it, Chris. We'll go celebrate your P2 here tonight, buddy, and we will see you next week at Old Atlanta, man.
All right, brother.
Yep.
See you.
See you. All right, well, that is going to bring us to our winner here tonight. Back-to-back wins as well. He won it last week at Phoenix, and he's going to win it here tonight. Now, it's unofficial, but I do believe that's the way it's going to be. Joseph, man, I got to say, we talked to you earlier with the stage win there, and, you kind of fell back, and then you were kind of working your way through the field, here and there, stuff going on, but man, talk about it. We got to hear from you, man. How was it?
Yeah, man, I don't do myself no justice in pit road. I always try to push the limit in speed. So, great thing that when we took that green flag stop, I didn't speed, but I sped whenever we had the stage break. So that put me back. Once I got back there, like I said it what you call it, last week at Phoenix. I said you better know how to run the bottom, save them tires, and that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, it seemed like that bottom was where you was at most of the night, but we also seen you run the top line as well. Was you kind of mixing it up here tonight to kind of keep them even though you were running the bottom mostly?
I think I just chewed up a little bit more on the tires, like in the times that I got to the lead and I seen them running to the top and gaining on me. So I just went up there because I knew my tires weren't as bad as some of theirs, and I would just take away their line. Is basically what I was doing. Was just taking away their line. But after that, we had that last pit stop. I just solely ran the bottom. I was just sold on it, and I dialed it in.
Well, let's talk about the the lap traffic here tonight. After, of course, it was mainly after the stage break. That's where it really, I guess you could say, came into play a little bit bigger. Lap traffic here, man, and green flag pit stops. They are rough here at Bristol. Talk about how you managed to to get around the lap traffic, and how you managed your green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it's hard to predict sometimes where the lap traffic is gonna go. You try to predict it on where they are. Like I know when I had somebody on the high side at one point in time, we were coming up to lap traffic, and I would use them as a pick to get the position while I was running the bottom, and they were trying to trap me down there. So I know I've used it at least twice. I used some lap car as a pick. So, but you gotta, hey, that's what you gotta do. Is Bristol, it's hard to pass here, but if you know how to do it, you make it happen.
Oh yeah, definitely so. Well, Bristol done over with. We do go to a track that is kind of similar. I'd say it's probably worse than Bristol when it comes to tires. Old Atlanta. Now, do you think you have, enough to go back to back to back wins, or is it just one race at a time?
I'd say it's one race at a time. I know Atlanta's gonna be tough to try to go back to back to back, but I ain't gonna count my chickens before they hatch. We'll just when we get there, we will see how we are.
How do you feel about Old Atlanta?
Feel pretty good at it. I usually do pretty decent there, but we will see. I know there's a couple of these guys that know how to, know how to run these 1.5 milers pretty good. So it's not gonna be an easy feat.
Yeah. I mean, well, any race isn't easy. So you're a driver. You should know that firsthand.
Oh, definitely.
Well, awesome win, awesome comeback out here. It was quite the show. Just a handful of yellows, so it wasn't bad at all. Had that stage. We know what happened there.
I believe this race was so much better than Phoenix. Oh my gosh, it was like a night and day difference.
Yeah, well, oh yeah, for sure. Well, like I said, back-to-back wins. Awesome job, Joseph. I know you probably got a few final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate your victory and get ready for Old Atlanta next week. So, Mike's yours, bud.
Yeah, thank the league for having me here, and thank the broadcast. I'd like to go probably watch this one back. This one's probably pretty fun to watch instead of Phoenix. So we'll definitely probably go watch this one back. And thank the league. Hey, we had a great runs tonight. Great runs. Yes. I couldn't be any more proud of everybody that showed up. We didn't have a tremendous amount of caution. It was just great.
Oh yeah, we didn't have really a whole lot. So yeah, it was a great race, great run. Great atmosphere, other than a few trolls in chat, but we took care of those. So, But Joseph, go celebrate your victory here tonight, buddy. We'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yep. Well, as I hack up along here, I gotta say this was a fairly good race, man. A lot. It was a lot better than what I anticipated.
Yes, it was a pretty I would say a pretty decently good Bristol race for for the 25 drivers that started. It like I said, it slowly was becoming a race of attrition pretty fast.
Yep.
And like you said, at one point we had 17. Then about I think how many finished the race? About 14,
Let's
15.
see here. Who finished? It looks like we had
16.
16 that took
So
the
I mean, not
checkered. Yep.
not too bad. I kind of thought like you did. I was expecting a little bit more chaos, especially maybe towards the end of the race, but didn't see it. It went green from uh, a good about over 100 laps green, or yes. So it was a real outstanding good race. I feel like I said, we got some green flag running in. You love to see it at a short track, getting good long green flag running in. Atlanta, old Atlanta, like you said, like you're preaching about, like you're harping about. Uh, Tire conservation at that mile and a half. Yeah, you can run quick there for just a couple of laps, but then you got to, pull those reins back, so to speak. You don't need to keep charging into the corners, attacking every lap at Old Atlanta, or you won't have any tire to go the fuel distance with, right, Joshua? So that's what we're going to be looking forward to seeing next week at Atlanta. Who is going to be able to conserve and save the best? I do believe.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely, this race compared to next week, next week definitely going to be tough. When you're pushing, 25, 30, 35 laps, possibly even 40 laps on a set of tires, you're going to definitely see the times, because they're going to drop dramatically. Now, they will level off a little bit, but you still have to be careful, because Old Atlanta, when when you wear down your tires, it gets awfully slick. You have got to be careful in and out of the corners. You've got to be careful on the front and back stretch. You pretty much got to be careful throughout the whole race if you're on old tires. So that is going to be, it's going to be like kind of like Bristol. It's going to be a make it or break it type of race. Now, tonight, 5 cautions, I believe it was in total. Next week, heck, we could have 1, and that would be the stage. We don't know what's going to happen next week. We just have
No,
to.
you truly never know, Joshua, what's going to be in store week to week. We've seen races where multiple races in a row they just go caution free, except for the stage, right?
Yep.
So you just never know.
Yep. All right. Well, let's get down here to the unofficial results. Putting in the admin stuff they have to do here tonight. Joseph Kelsey grabbing the win here tonight. That is back-to-back for him. He is looking for 3 straight going into Atlanta, Old Atlanta next week. We'll see if he can pull that one off. That's going to be tough. I think that's going to be even tougher than, of course, Bristol here tonight. But, hey, I've seen it done, so we'll see what happens. Chris Path, our pole sitter, coming back up. Started on pole. He didn't lead the first lap, but, here toward the end of the race, he was able to lead 20 laps out here tonight. He will grab the P2 spot. Gary Slapinski was right there, but like he even said, making, just the slightest mistake. Unfortunately, he was unable to, get up there sooner and possibly get around Chris. But, hey, top 3 for Gary here tonight. Zachary Rongich there in the 4th spot. Cal Munson 5th. Brandon Hartwell 6th. Michael Yarrow 7th. Ryan Messer, still a tough break for Ryan Messer. And now he'll grab a top 10 and 8th here tonight. David Cassidy 9th and Zach Deuscher in 10th. Jeff Gilmore at 11th. Hunter Hayward 12th. Keith Hurlba 13th. Gary Wright 14th. Art Melney, get it right in a minute. There in 15th, Robbie Stewart 16th, Terry DeGay 17th, Byron Bartlett in 18th, Robert Chiswick 19th, Mark Gomez-Koshik there in 20th, Rick Adams 21st, Austin Sailors 22nd, Larry Blair 23rd, Philip Bridgman 24th, Andre Savala there in 25th, and Paul Buscowen did not start here tonight. But again, our winner here this evening is going to go to the number 8 Monster Energy Machine of Joseph Kelsey. Terrapath out there in chat, Jeremy, my brother in chat. We had a lot of people in chat. It looks like Sheets even shown up here toward the end. We even had a couple of trolls out there telling me how to do my job. Well, took care of that. So we don't even want to go into that. Trevor out there, he was being sort of good. Blue Kill. Tara again. Brennan Kennedy out in chat. Jason Adams as well, coming back from the real Bristol race. He showed up in chat here too. And Robbie Darnell celebrating his baby girl's birthday tonight. So hopefully she had a good birthday as well. So oh yeah, Tara, I do appreciate it. Yeah, we had it. I know you got a life as well, so we got people in chat to handle it just in case somebody has to step away. But thank you for being here, because we will not tolerate that. People's past is their past. That's personal business. Keep it out of chat. We don't want to hear it. I totally agree with you, Tara, and I'm sure Will does too. So.
Yes.
We don't even want to get into that. That is a sensitive subject, and it'll make me mad, and then Robbie will fire me. So, we don't want to go there. But, well, hey, old Atlanta next week, man. I think that's going to be a good race. We'll talk more about it next week. Will, do appreciate you coming up here and helping me, call Bristol again. I'm sure you'll be able to make it next week.
Oh, no doubt. I'll be here.
All righty. Well, that's going to do it here for MaxspeedTV and, of course, the Dave Bush Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series Season 15, round number 4 here at Bristol. Thank you again all for tuning in here tonight. Until next time, folks, stay safe. Thank you all again, and have a good night.